So what to make of the shape-shifting reptilian phenomenon? Are they evil extraterrestrial aliens here to infiltrate and take over our world? For that matter, what to make of the gray aliens from outer space? Are they from Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Zeta Reticuli, Orion constellation, star of Sirius? Perhaps one way to think of these aliens are as personalities, or different moods or emotions. One mood might be the solar personality. That person is smart and bright, or they are beaming with enthusiasm. Maybe people say they seem to have a certain glow about them. Either way, let's just pretend and call this the solar or sun personality. Then we might have a moon personality. And this could have many meanings depending on how a person chooses to use it. Perhaps they could mean it to imply a softer, cooler personality, not as hot-tempered as the sun. So sometimes terms and phrases such as pupil of the sun or daughters of the moon may not be literal, but are merely metaphors or analogies of the human conscious. But as I've stated in previous videos of mine, my theory that some of these supposed extraterrestrial aliens may in fact be brain parasites that have invaded and infected the human species. It may also be possible that energies from stars and planets themselves may be beaming through the universe, possessing a type of intelligence themselves, and planting themselves into the human psyche. After all, particles of light travel from stars through millions of miles of space to enter our eyes. When we look at the stars, physical atoms of light from that star enter into our bloodstream. What's to say an alien bacteria didn't hitch a ride into our brain? There are brain diseases today which can go rather unnoticed, such as toxoplasmosis, a parasite that lives in cat feces and can infect the brains of humans. Relatively harmless, a person can be infected and not even know it. When we stop to think that light contains physical matter that could potentially carry information such as DNA sequencing, the different races of aliens, such as the reptilians, the Pleiadians, Zeta Reticuli, the gray aliens, or even David Bowie's cat people, may all be true. It may even be, as the Hindu text would say, that certain peoples of Earth came directly from the sun itself, while others came from the moon, and others, such as the tribe of the Dogons, may in fact come from the star Sirius, as they themselves claim. And yet this is only one level of the puzzle, because it doesn't really matter whether certain races or certain people come from the stars, the planets, or anywhere else in the universe. The fact is that even if it is true, all of these things, these planets, these objects, still act as representations of our human psyche. All of the stars, all of the planets, all of the constellations are all representations of the human mind, the human soul. Much like the Egyptian gods presented different aspects of the human personality. The lunar god represents one aspect, the solar another. The reptilians we hear about are on all of us. If we say, that person is like a snake, and there are many other aspects and personalities represented in this sky. And these are all going on at the same time. Different aspects of the same reality. Neither one is more right than the other, just as none are altogether wrong. So, for example, some may say the physical universe is all that exists. Others may say the physical world is an illusion, and that God and the spiritual world is reality. Others may say the universe, or even God, is simply made out of energy. And all is energy. Still others may say, since it is all destroyed in the end anyway, that it is all meaningless. But really, all of these are different aspects of the same reality. We may say the meaning of life is to reproduce, or to find God, to become enlightened, or just loving yourself and your neighbors, friends, family, staying positive and spreading goodwill is the meaning and the purpose of life. Still others will say there is no meaning at all to life, and they are all aspects of the same reality, different perspectives of the same thing. Much as how a white beam of light can be separated into a prism into 7 different colors. These are all part of the same thing at the same time. Just as the white light contains both the red light, the blue light, green light, reality's light also contains truth and not truth at the same time. Just as quantum theory tells us that something can be real and not real at the same time. Are there reptilians? Or aren't there reptilians? Gray aliens? Time travelers? Alternate universes? Quantum shifts? Computer programming matrix? Holographic universe? All of these are different levels of the same reality, working at the same time, not separately, but together, as a whole. Just as the human body individually has the brain working at all times, and the lungs breathing air at all times, and the heart pumping blood at all times, and the stomach digesting food, and the bladder getting rid of waste, and the kidneys, and the whole nervous system, and the eyes, constantly working together at the same time. Just as, for example, a person might have several different aspects of life going on at the same time. A person is, for the most part, always concerned about their own safety and survival. They may also care for their family and loved ones, as well as be concerned about their friends, and still want time to themselves for fun or luxury entertainment. And in this case, all of the different levels may be at the back of the person's mind at the same time. But there is priority given to the importance of each of these levels of importance. But sometimes, just like in the case of organs in the human body, not one can be done without, as they are all vitally important and function together as a whole, a complete system. reptilian space aliens, native tribal tales of folklore and spirituality, aliens from the moon, or even Lemurian cat people. None of these have to be the only truth. They can all be true at the same time, which is quite similar to the current theory of alternate universes or timelines, bubble universes, or the idea of a multiverse. Several universes existing all at the same time, like soap bubbles, like suds of soap bubbles, each bubble connected and touching the next bubble, but each bubble as a separate individual by itself at the same time.